And in our latest installment of Coffee with Candidates series, we introduce you to our final College Station mayor candidate, Jacob Randolph. Being the youngest of the candidates running for mayor, he says this is what makes him stand out from his opponents. And KAGS' William Johnson met up with him at Brew Coffee House in College Station.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am 24.
Wow. That's young. I mean, but in a good way. I mean, I'm 21 and I'm in news, so it's like
exactly.
So I understand people looking at your age and being like, "Oh, hold up, you're only 24. That is awesome." I'm just curious, like, what did you do right after high school?
Right after high school, it was straight to college. You know, I wanted to go into engineering, so I went ahead. I started applying. I ended up going to the Blinn. Got into the engineering kind of course.
What was that thought? What was that like just split decision where you were just like, I want to run for mayor?
Honestly, it kind of boiled down to looking on the city's website, seeing kind of the requirements, and I was like, wow, it's 18, but a lot of the elected officials, they're, kind of average age 50, 56, upwards to 70. And I was like, we need to start putting some of our generation maybe take some more interest in it.
What are some of the shortcomings you've seen in the city in your time here that you'd want to fix if you were elected as mayor?
I think there is a lot of shortcomings as far as the public school system. We put a lot of attention on the, Texas A&M. It's the big staple for College Station, but it shouldn't be the only thing we focus on.
One thing for a lot of people when they're elected into office is they want to see so much done in their term. They want to see a complete flip of what was previously established. So by the end of your term, what do you want to say you're proud you accomplished?
I want to at least put forward a plan. It doesn't have to be immediate. It could be a 10-year or 20-year plan where we really take a deep look at maybe the infrastructure.
Is there another issue that's just overarching in your campaign?
I think just city management and city planning. We keep seeing this outward growth, and eventually we're going to start running out of space. We need to kind of plan to use the land a little bit more efficiently.
I would say it is growing. I think you and I both agree that the traffic is pretty bad right now. How would you address that? I mean, I know it's good to plan down the road and maybe have this long drawn out plan and just start the process.
If we can maybe start using that land a little bit more efficiently, we can start seeing maybe smaller business centers on the outlying parts of neighborhoods where, not everyone has to hop in their car to drive 15, 20 minutes across town to get to HEB or whatnot.
I think the job of the mayor is twofold. One, you want to propose decisions to bring before the city council and the city in the best interest of the city, but also the job of the mayor is to work with your other council members. So at the end of the day, even if you disagree with some of your fellow council members, are you willing to come to a consensus to create a proposal that gets accomplished for the better good of the city?
Of course. I mean, I've seen a lot of Councilmember Kuna. She has really been almost like the opposite end of the spectrum from a lot of the other council members, and I like that ambition. I like that drive. I like being able to hear that opposing voice to where you can see what exactly the different ideas, what kind of compromise there is.
As someone who's never run for public office before and doesn't have experience on that end, what do you bring to the table that voters should look out for come November?
I think maybe a different perspective, and definitely coming from a younger generation, just being able to connect better to a lot of the students that are just coming into town.
Tell me, just kind of break down for me what it means to be running at such a young age.
So one of the big things I was actually thinking about pretty recently is a lot of local government you learn nothing about in school. It's been a lot of on the job, kind of like moving forward, just trying to learn everything. I think it's important that younger people start looking their way into office.
Okay, now that concludes our segments on the College Station mayor's race. Tomorrow we'll introduce you to one of the candidates up for the Justice of the Peace in Brazos County. And for that interview and our others lined up, you can tune in to each weekday in October for KAGS News at 6 and 10 o'clock.